Right, how do we get absolutely ripped, shredded, lean as a bean on a plant-based diet? I don't just mean that kind of slim, healthy, natural-looking body weight, the kind of figure physique everyone had, sadly, 30 years ago. No, I don't just mean slim, I mean a level beyond it, chiseled, the abs are popping through. Ladies, we're getting to that 20% body fat marker. Gents, we're getting to 14, 13, 12% body fat or less. Diced, shredded, as I say. The first thing is, you have so much more fat to lose to get to that kind of leanness than you probably realize. This is a reality check for me. I have to be very low in the 70 kilo bracket. Maybe now, even like now, I'm 69 kilos. My last weigh-in was 69.3 kilos a couple of weeks ago, something like that. You have to be so light to look that lean. And I think a lot of people, they're thinking, oh, I've got 20 pounds to lose, 30 pounds to lose before I have the abs, I have the six-pack abs. No, my friend. Like, I'm not in your head, right? But on the balance of probability, and I'm always saying this with clients, when they come to me, Ryan, I've got 20 pounds to lose to look the way I want, I'm like, that's probably 30, 35 realistically. Because people constantly underestimate this, and it's really demoralizing. When you hear, oh, you have to get right now to the low, you got to think about it. You got to get to the lower levels of the BMI range to really look ripped, to really look lean. Again, we're talking about a level beyond what most people want, in fairness. So this is like, for some people, this is quite an extreme look. But I heard a bodybuilder say, and I thought, that's bang on. You have to get really light to get lean. And so sometimes I've had these conversations on you can see these in comments on my YouTube channel. I'm 5'11". When I talk about being 70, 71 kilos, you can see in my comment section people going like, what? You look like 75, 76, 77 kilos because of the muscle mass. But like, it's BS. It's just an illusion. It's like when you're really lean, you look more muscular as well because you've got all the muscle bellies nicely separated. You have that more defined look. There's less body fat on you. Makes you look more muscular. It can actually make you look more jacked. But actually, to get there, you have to be deceivingly light. So that's the first thing, is you have to just keep going in the weight loss stage when most people give up. Most people lose that 10, 15 pounds. They feel really proud, and not rightly or wrongly, but they kind of just settle there. And some people are best doing that. Some people should. It's more realistic. I'm talking about really going a level beyond. You just have to stay in that fat loss mode, maybe for months longer than you actually anticipate. And like I say, this is discouraging and demoralizing, but it's the reality of it. Like, people are holding nowadays a lot of body fat, so you just have to keep going. So that was the first realization for me, to get lean on a plant-based diet or not, but I had to lose so much body fat, and it just meant a really prolonged fat loss phase. Like, you guys know how long I've been documenting this stuff on my channel. It's been years of just steadily chipping away, steady progressive transformation. Step number 2 is, what gets measured gets managed. Your calories have to be absolutely dialed. You do. You can't get away with that kind of, I just know a little bit about calorie density, I understand the tenets of whole foods plant-based. You can't often get away with the stuff that will allow you to lose that first 10 or 15 pounds quite so effortlessly, right? You have to be really locked in. Your nutrition has to be dialed, and you have to be pretty meticulous with food scales and measuring cups. And me now, I have days where I get to the end of the day and I've done rough calorie calculation as I do in my mind. I don't use the Chronometer or the MyFitnessPal, but I eat the same meals daily, so I'm thinking, all right, I'm on about 1900, 1950 calories right now. I've got a couple hundred calories buffer until I get to the end of my deficit and then start climbing towards a calorie maintenance level for today. And I have to say, steady on, soldier. And I might be really hungry, and I have to say, steady on, soldier. Now, steady on, soldier. Now, when I was plus 10 pounds heavier than I am right now, when I was like 15, 16% body fat and still looked great, maybe to some people, and I was happy there for some time, I could go up and up and up and not worry about the extra apple, the extra bit of cucumber with my soy yogurt mustard dip, because it was just like 50 calories here and there, 100 calories. It wasn't a deal breaker. But when you're talking about getting lean, getting ripped, every calorie counts. Every calorie counts anyway, but the margin, right? And the meticulousness with which I have to monitor those things, sadly, that's just the tax. And this is how I sort of reconcile it. That's the tax that I have to pay to be this lean. If I don't want to maintain this level of leanness, I'll just come a couple of percentage points up in terms of body fat. I'll be a little bit fluffier. I still feel and look great. It's actually a little bit more realistic and maintainable for my lifestyle. And I'll just accept, okay, well, you're not going to be that lean, but you do get to go back for that extra apple if you want it. And you don't have to worry so much if you eat out 3 times in a week. Versus now where I'm like, I'd kind of rather, like, I can do that, but I'd so much rather control everything. Let's limit myself to 1 meal out per week. Like, so the calories have to be dialed, and that's step number 2. It can't just be, I'm going to volume eat, I'm going to eat with calorie density in mind, I understand the tenets of whole foods plant-based, so I'll just put together healthy meals. Like, I know a little bit about plant-based nutrition. You can't do that anymore. Like, what gets measured gets managed. You have to be meticulous with it, and it's just brainwashing yourself into that mentality of precision. And people don't like it because it makes them really accountable. To be that precise, it takes away all of those little negotiations you do with yourself where you want a little bit more food because you're like, no, I have to be really locked in, have to be really focused. But what I'll say to you, if you're at a bit of a crossroads where you're like, oh, but is this actually worth it? When you start seeing the results, yes, it is. And that's the feedback loop to say, yeah, the precision is so worth it. Keep going. What gets measured gets managed. Keep going. It's so, so worth it. The third thing, the daily steps. What's so magic about these is it's calorie expenditure without the appetite spike. So I think a lot of people, they associate getting lean with, I'm going to have to do some really intense cardio, going to have to be in the gym all the time. For me, actually, it's the opposite. Back when I was about 10 pounds heavier than I am now, before all of my travels to Asia, if you've been following me for some time. And again, I'm like 14-15% body fat there, and I still feel I look quite good. I'm still really happy with my physique. I'm posting my physique online, but it's not quite as lean as I am now today. And I was doing my 3, sometimes more, sessions of Muay Thai per week. I was playing all of that tennis. If you remember, that's when I was still living in the UK. I was playing tennis. It varied, but 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours a week in the summer, yes. I was going to the gym, doing my strength training routine. That hasn't changed really, that I do today, 3 to 4 times a week. And sometimes I'd be going on, that summer as well, before I left the UK, I was going on runs twice a week. Just short runs, maybe only 20, 30 minutes, not even that, 15, 20 minutes, a couple of kilometers, a couple of miles. And so, yeah, my calorie expenditure was crazy, but off the back of this, my appetite spike was insane, especially after the Muay Thai sessions, because we did the sparring. The appetite is so intense, your hunger goes through the roof. It's so hard to manage. For me, I get leaner on less exercise. And now that might not be the case for you, but I know a lot of people are in my camp. When I talk about this, a lot of people are like, oh, I've really noticed that, Ryan. You can really dial in the calories. You can ensure every day you're in that very controlled calorie deficit. Whereas you might still be able to maintain the calorie deficit on loads and loads of exercise. I've done that in periods, but you feel scatty, you feel chaotic, you feel out of control. You get to the end of the day and you're drained from all those sessions. And there's so much food noise, there's so much battling. So you're so depleted as well. Like, even if you don't actually need extra food, your body feels so depleted in terms of the glycogen that the signaling it to eat is so, so strong for replenishment and recovery, and it's just so hard to manage. The beautiful thing about those daily steps, to get back to the point, is you get all the calorie burn without the appetite spike, and it's low injury. There's like low injury risk. It's something sustainable that you can do every single day rather than the really hard workouts. You need that recovery time from them. You can't do them every day. They really take a lot of motivation, to do every day. And so this is where the daily steps are absolute magic for this, for just slowly leaning down. So that's it. It's getting the calories unlocked, getting really dialed in, getting your daily steps done, and then just reminding yourself that, hey, I might have quite a long way to go to actually get lean. I have a lot more fat that I'm holding, and I just need to keep going. I need to not settle, not get discouraged at all those crossroads moments, not take every little plateau, every little stool on the scale as a sign that, oh, my body's done now, I should settle here. No, if you really want this thing, you can go after it. You just need to stay head in the game, and it might be months longer in a fat loss phase than you actually anticipate. Is it worth it? I'll leave that for you to decide. I love this. I'm addicted to this. I love this, and I still find now, I haven't done a DEXA scan, but I still find now this kind of range that I'm in, maybe 13-12% body fat, I find that still quite sustainable. There is more food noise. There is more hunger. I don't have many cravings right now, but there is you are battling a lot of hunger, and there are a lot of social things that I now think twice about. So that's the tax, that's the cost. For me right now, it's worth it. In a different phase of my life, it probably won't be worth it, but I'm enjoying this right now. You have to weigh up whether that's right for you. And if you found all this interesting, but for you, you're just thinking, no, I'll see how things go, but I'll start with just getting that nice, slim, healthy looking body weight and have it be a bit more sustainable, maintainable. That's what Slim and Sustain is for. So that's my main coaching program. That's what we do there. We just get people to that light, slim look, feel in control of food, and actually feel like, hey, I'm in a steady place here. I feel confident, I feel controlled, I feel like I can actually maintain this for life. It's not freak show lean, it's not athlete lean, but hey, nowadays you look better than 90%. It's true, it's patronizing, but it's true. You look 99% better than the population when you're that slim. And then you have the decision to make once you're in that kind of slim, slender range. Do I push another 10 pounds and get really, really diced, really, really lean? We'll leave that to you. But step number 1 is Slim and Sustain, and we're going to do all of that for you, get you started anyway. So links to Slim and Sustain will be down below. Hope you found this useful for the more advanced fat loss stage. Again, it's all the same principles I've been talking about for years. The secret is you just stay at it a lot longer to get lean. And that's where it gets really hard. All the food noise, all the mental games, etc., etc. But stay in there, hang in there. Hope this helps.